One of the big go-to-market plays that I end up doing with a lot of my clients is implementing tools to help them identify website visitors, to help them track how the website is performing, how people are interacting with them, how the ICP is reacting, what kind of content are they viewing, etc. I end up finding that my clients get super excited about this idea. They love it. They find the data super valuable, but they get overwhelmed really quickly. So in today's video, I'm going to show you 3 use cases where we use website visitor identification to help us generate more sales, leads, and deals for our clients. All right. So without further ado, let's just dive into it. Believe it or not, your website visitors are telling you everything that you need to know about your business. And I'm going to give you a quick breakdown on how that is actually the case. So the first thing is, most teams that we end up working with at first treat this visitor data as a vanity metric, such as we had 10,000 visitors this month. Wow, that's really cool. The traffic reports, they end up sitting in dashboards. Nobody really opens them. Sales walk in the calls completely blind. They never look at this visitor data. And outbound timing ends up being based on cadences rather than signals. Website visitor intent data is the game changer that helps you transform all 4 of those issues. When a user visits your site and they go to the pricing page and then the case studies page and then contact, that ends up translating to real intent, signaling that the person has the budget, is looking for proof, and is ready to talk. And I think it becomes clear as day that these are leads that you have to be reaching out to. And there are 3 main plays that we love to run with our clients because we find so much success in them. And it helps them turn this visitor data into real actionable insights and data that helps them generate more opportunities. In this video, I'm going to break down and I'm going to show you them in action because I know this almost sounds too good to be true, but I'm going to show you all 3 of these in action. So the first one I'm going to show is pre-call intelligence play, where if a salesperson has a call scheduled with a lead, we analyze the website visits that lead did to determine what pages they landed on and what they lingered on, and that be the main driver on what topics to cover in the sales presentation. The second one is intent-based outreach timing, utilizing this data to find out who of these visitors are not currently in our CRM and who can be fresh new leads and targets for us. And then lastly, this is the one that's kind of a little bit out of the box. I love analyzing this data and finding non-ICP pattern mining. I think it provides so much great insight into other opportunities or other angles for you to position your offer that you never thought of. And through the organic search or people just looking you up, you end up getting a lot of insights that you wouldn't know otherwise. And I know this sounds too good to be true, but I'm going to actually walk you through how we do this. Number one, we end up using visitor data, and we use visitor data through a great tool called Knock2, which I'm going to show you guys in a second. We use Claude Code to implement and analyze a lot of these features. And then lastly, we just perform our actions. All right, so let's dive into the build, and I'm going to show you this in action. All right, so let's get some backstory here. Number one, we love using the tool Knock2. We think it's one of the greatest website intent systems out there. It provides so much valuable information about a lead, about the company. It allows you to do a lot of great integrations with your CRM. There's a lot of valuable information that comes out of Knock2. I would recommend everybody to check out Knock2 if they are looking to implement solutions like this, or if they just want to identify website visitors. I think it's the best one in the game. I know there's a lot of competition out there, but Knock2 is really one of the greatest ones out there for me personally, because I've tried them all. All right, so what do we do? Well, for a lot of our clients, they like using Snowflake as their data warehouse. What we do is we end up integrating Knock2 into Snowflake, and we feed in all of the website visitor data into Snowflake, so we have it in one central place to be referenced. And this is what we end up using in our Claude Code integration. Snowflake essentially creates a database for us. It is a data layer for us, and we pull in a lot of great data from Knock2. We pull in who the contact names are, their title, lead scores, the company size, their emails, etc. All right, so now that we have sort of the base framework set up, let's dive into Claude Code and show you this in action. All right, so we're in Cursor now, and we got Claude Code open. We're going to walk through the first use case. So I'm going to imagine that I have a call with Tracy set up for a future date here. And I already know that Tracy is in this mock data set that I've created. And essentially what I want to find out is what website pages did she visit and how often do they visit it, etc., to find out their level of intent or the topic that they care about. So how do we do that? We literally just have to go into Claude Code and say, what website pages did Tracy Taylor visit on our website? We're just going to let Claude Code here search for activity. So number one is checking our HubSpot CRM. So we have HubSpot integrated. It didn't end up finding anything there. It is now attempting to query the table in Snowflake through the Snowflake MCP that we've set up. And just like that, it's found the website that Tracy Taylor visited. She ended up visiting the go-to-market strategy using N8N workflow automation page. So this is a clear indicator that she is interested in N8N. She came in on October 22nd. She came in through Google. So this is high intent, right? She is actively searching for a solution and she's booked a call with us. So now I know when I go create my presentation as a salesperson, I'm going to create my presentation around N8N workflow solutions. I'm not going to talk to her about Clay or Claude Code or any of the other services that we offer. I'm going to focus my presentation on N8N because the website visitor is literally telling me what they care about. And this sort of knowledge is so important for sales folks because they're able to literally take this data and create their own serendipity out of thin air.
Hey, real quick, sorry to take you away from the video, but if any of the tech or anything that I've described in this video sounds super cool to you and interesting, and you're looking for some help implementing this for your team, click the link in the description to get a free 30-minute consultation to figure out how we can implement this and other great ideas to your go-to-market strategy and help your RevOps team 10x their output. Now, back to the video.
All right, let's dive into our second use case. So let's say I've had some website visitors and I'm looking for some new leads. This might be a good signal for us to find more new opportunities. So I could come in here and I could say quickly, find me website visitors from the last 3 weeks who are not already in my CRM. So now what this is doing is it is going through the Snowflake implementation on the MCP, and it is looking for visitors within the last 3 weeks, and then is comparing those records to our CRM, and it is identifying the visitors who are not in our CRM. And these are just like some clear as day opportunities here that really you can use, do some research on, and then do your own outreach, and once again, create your own serendipity. So as you see here, we have Vic and we have Ella. These are two prospects that rank 60s for us, so not bad. It looks like Vic here visited our homepage versus Ella visited that same N8N workflow automation page. Both really great targets, seem like they're a good fit for us. Now me as a sales rep, I can go ahead and automatically add these into my CRM, and I could start doing some research and I could reach out to them, right? So these are, once again, these are people essentially giving you in-depth, clear signals saying, hey, we're interested in your services and we're looking for help. All right, so let's dive into the third use case, which is a little bit out of the box, I'll be honest with you. But I always think about this for my clients, and we actually always do this analysis, because what we end up finding as we view all of these website visitors is sometimes we get these strange visitors where we're like, you guys are not our market segment. You're not our ICP. So what are you looking for? And we like to analyze this data because sometimes it leads to us finding new use cases for our services or solutions and different ways to position it and different market segments, etc. So the way I like to do this is, number one, providing Claude with context about the business and then I let it analyze all of the website visitors to identify some opportunities or some visitors that are not a part of our ICP. And we're going to do that right here live together. So I'm going to go ahead here and say review, and let's do business context and understand what my ICP is. And I'm just going to write a quick, simple prompt here. This can be written a whole lot better, to be honest with you, and all the prompts really in this video, but just for time's sake, I'm going to write this quickly. Review our website visitors and identify some website visitors that are not a part of our ICP targeting. All right, so as that runs real quick, let's just show you what is in here just so you have a little bit more context. So we are, and this is, I've put in my business context because I don't want to give away any of my clients' information. I created a quick one here. And essentially what this document does is it contains in-depth details on what our offering is, what our pricing is, what our key phrases are, what to avoid, our topics, our sales process, etc. And essentially what that file is doing is it is allowing us to give Claude Code in-depth context about our business so that it can find other opportunities that are not within our ICP. So number one, at first it read through that document, it understood my ICP. And then number two, it is now looking through all of those records on Snowflake that have come through knock 2. And just like that, we got a quick report back. I had it in plan mode. So here, just to show you real quick, number one, we have wrong industry. So for example, folks from Jordan's Furniture visited the website, right? That might be a signal for us that maybe we should be looking at furniture and retail space. We also have automotive manufacturer, Lucid Motors. We also have company size. There are a ton of companies that are over 1,000. Maybe that's a good indicator that we need to expand out our ICP to be within that range, so on and so forth. And this exercise really is out of the box, but you can gain so much in-depth insights into who's really visiting the site and help you identify those opportunities. And to close it out here, guys, I just want to give one last shout out to knock 2. It is a great tool that helps make a lot of this possible. The team over there is always working extremely hard to pump out great new features, and I genuinely recommend it to all of my clients on the first day of working together. With that said, guys, thanks so much for watching, and good luck out there.